Thank you. An escaped inmate is still on the run this afternoon. Take a good look at your screen. We are told 31-year-old Norman Wolf was in a Trimble County prison transport car when he kicked out the back window Thursday morning and jumped out on the interstate. As of right now, we do know he has ties to southern Indiana as well as here in Louisville. He was in custody on charges of burglary, evading police, and a handgun possession of a felon. Police say Wolf escaped from that SUV when it slowed down on the Gene Snyder at that Brownsboro Road exit ramp. And again, taking a look at this, some exclusive video of the escape as it happened. You can see Wolf holding on to the side of that car right there along the Brownsboro exit of 265. He had started off northbound on 71 before the jailer turned onto the Snyder. That camera caught by a Louisville man headed to work. He spoke with our Doug Prophet.
Holy It didn't take long for one Louisville man to notice his normal drive north on I-71 wasn't going to end that way.
I have no idea what was going on. It was 100% a shock, Doug.
There's a guy in a corrections outfit on the side of a van.
Take a good look. The black SUV from the Trimble County Sheriff's Department up ahead, and you'll see the inmate hanging outside the car.
Gentleman is climbing out of the passenger rear window. Eventually, after about a mile, gets completely out of the vehicle.
The driver who recorded this video and asked us not to identify him can't believe what he's seeing. 31-year-old inmate Norman Wolf has made his way outside the speeding SUV.
Look.
Is turned facing the rear of the vehicle, hanging on to just by his arm. So his armpit is on the door with his arm in the car.
Well, how are they still driving?
Still following the black Explorer, it moves off I-71 to the Gene Snyder Freeway. How long was the inmate hanging outside the vehicle?
It had to have been at least 2 miles.
And then the SUV exits to Brownsboro Road. Watch right here. You'll see the inmate take off.
When the car begins to slow down, I would say he was at 40 miles an hour or so. The gentleman jumps out, continues to do several backward somersaults. Shoes flip up in the air, dirt's everywhere.
Watch again. Here's the escape.
He pops up immediately, and as you'll see in the video, he runs down through the little ditch and directly into the bushes.
The video he gave us from start to the first appearance of the inmate to the escape lasts 1 minute and 30 seconds.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, that's not what you plan your Thursday morning, which is my Friday. I'm getting ready to get the weekend started.
Doug Prophet, WHAS 11 News.
After that escape, Wolf ran across lanes of traffic near the Paddock shops. Police put that area on lockdown as well as nearby schools canceling outdoor activities while all this was going on. Around 11:30 a.m., officers were told Wolf kidnapped 2 people off of Brownsboro Road near Goose Creek Road and forced them to drive to River Road in Edith, just east of downtown. And that's where Lou City FC has a facility, several soccer fields there. We are told no one was hurt. Here's another look really quick at this escaped inmate. Again, watching out for him, Norman Wolf. If you see him or know where he could be, call police immediately.
Because I don't think it would be true. Look at the man's done. I really am not going to accept an apology because he's not sorry. Larry was right on it.
Sound this morning from one of the families involved with the Langford Funeral Home case out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. That's where dozens of bodies were found decomposing early last year. Owner Randy Langford faces numerous charges, including negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We're expecting a change in plea this morning. That didn't happen due to several circumstances. Langford faces 12 years if convicted, most of which would be spent on probation. Victims of the families there, not okay with this.
This 2 years HIP, 10 more years probation is ungodly. You know, you're with that's people's lives. You know, no, he didn't kill him, but you have to respect the dead. And how would he feel if it was his family?
Langford will be back in court next Friday. The Shively Police Department has completed its investigation into the deadly shooting at Shively Animal Clinic and handed it over to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. On Sunday, 21-year-old Trent Taylor was fatally shot during what police called an altercation there at the clinic. Police have also said the case could be determined as self-defense. It's now up to prosecutors to decide if charges will be filed. In a statement, Taylor's parents said they are devastated after losing their son to a senseless act. They said he died protecting his co-workers, his mom and brother from an aggressive client who was assaulting the staff. and they want justice for their brave child. Taylor's funeral is today at 1 o'clock. Also today, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear formally kicking off his re-election campaign, and he's doing it with a statewide bus tour over the next 3 days. Today, he'll be in Paducah, Elizabethtown, and Bowling Green. He'll be here in Louisville on Sunday. During that tour, he plans to highlight some of the major events he's handled while in office. Beshear secured his spot as the Democratic nominee Tuesday by a landslide, taking 91% of that vote. His opponent and Republican nominee is Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Meanwhile, Mayor Greenberg's calling his Mayor's Night Out last night event a success. It is an ongoing effort to connect community members to city leaders and available resources. Last night's event was at the South Louisville Community Center on Taylor Boulevard. Mayor Greenberg, members of the Metro Council, and other city leaders heard directly from several of you on how the city can improve services. Metro Council member Philip Baker said they were able to address a lot of them.
Some have been from codes and regulations. We've even had some MSD concerns, Louisville Water Company. We've had concerns about connecting the youth. So there was someone from Summer Works who was able to connect families to resources and how they can serve youth for the upcoming summer. So just a litany of concerns that we address right on the spot, and also connecting to those who can.
The next Mayor's Night Out is scheduled for the end of June at the Louisville Central Community Center. A new program aims to improve a medical district in the heart of Louisville. The Louisville Medical and Educational District, or LouMed, is creating an ambassador program for its 20-block radius within the metro. That program aims to cultivate a cohesive medical campus by improving the walkability, adding more green space, and improving traffic flow. LouMed will be partnering with Block by Block, having its residents act as ambassadors in the district. They'll make sure people are feeling safe, they know where they're going, and to help keep the streets clean.